Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tang Sajivam Sarvaitam Savarutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalitam Shri Vishakam Om Jnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshuram Militam Jena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Gurvavista Supurakam Guru Ganaira Shisha Shambhushitam Chintya Chintya Samasta Veda Nipunam Shri Rupa Pantanugam Govinda Vidhamutvalam Varatanam Bhaktyanvitam Sundaram Vande Vishvagurum Javivya Avatrimo Hibijapradam Divanam Divyatanam Chichandavadavanam Lakasyanam Chitam Sanjananda Puram Sarikavaranam Vairagya Vidyabuddhim Shri Sirantanidim Subhakti Lasitam Sarasvatanambaram Vande Tang Shubhadam Maikasharanam Yashishvaram Shri Radha Shri Siddhanta Sarasvati Vidito Gorya Gurvanvaye Bhato Vanariva Prabhata Gagane Yogora Sankirtanai Mayavada Timingilo Daragatan Udritya Jivaniman Krishna Prema Sura Vigahana Sukang Pradat Prabhung Tam Vaje Namo Gora Kishoraya Bhaktavaduta Mutaye Gorangri Padma Bringaya Radha Baba Nishevane Vande Bhakti Vinodam Shri Gaura Shakti Swarupakam Bhakti Shastra Gyasam Rajam Radha Rasa Suranidhim Gaura Raja Shita Shishaya Vaishnaver Vandya Vigraham Jagannatha Prabhum Vande Premapti Vrinda Vaishnavam Vancha Kalpatrubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Bhavadebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Tamam Krishnam Bhaktarupa Swarupakam Bhaktavataram Bhaktakyam Namami Bhakta Shaktikam Namo Mahamanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishna Chaitanya Nigura Dvishe Namaha Jayatan Surato Pango Mamamanda Mategati Matsarva Sapandam Bhojo Radhamadana Mohano Divya Vrindaranya Kalpa Drumadaha Shimanana Simhasanasto Shigandhara Shila Govinda Devo Kristalini Sevamanoshmarani Shimara Sarasarvi Vamshivata Tatashita Kasham Menu Sunai Gopi Gopinata Shri Sunaha Jai Tulasudevya Priyaya Keshavasacha Krishna Bhakti Pradidevi Satyavachai Namo Namaha Atanatra Mantra Gurum Gurum Bhagavatatadam Vyasan Jagat Gurum Natva Tato Jayo Diraye Jasha Parikara Shishi Guru Varanga Gandhava Govinda Sundar Padapamanam Jayastu Jasha Parikara Shishi Guru Varanga Sundarada Giridhari Jiv Padapamanam Jayastu.
So we know the Panchatattva Mahamantra, the Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Sri Advaita Garadhara Srivas Adi Gaura Bhaktavrinda. And in there, so the third personality is Advaita, Advaitaracharya. It is by Advaitaracharya's earnest prayer and petition that Mahaprabhu came to the world to relieve the world of its suffering and to bring out from ignorance, where any religious activity was only done for getting some personal gain, like business with God, not surrender to Him, not solving the real problem of birth or death, birth and death, etc. And so Advaitaracharya's consort, his wife, was Sita Thakurani. And today is her appearance day. Happy birthday, it's her birthday, as it were. This is about actually, it's more than 500 years ago, and nearest to 600 years ago by now, because in the pastime of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Advaitaracharya was in the senior section. He was already well grown up at the time of Mahaprabhu's appearance in the world. So when Krishna comes, he comes with his mother and father and friends and everything. He comes with his whole land also, Vrindavan. And when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he comes with his mother, father, his senior, older sections, as well as his friends, and his whole arrangement, his paraphernalia. And that is Navadip Dham. So Advaitaracharya and his wife, Sita Thakurani. So I am going to read you a story. There's nothing to look at in the books. You can only hear, because I have here. The story is not very long. It's a short story, this much long, just a little bit long. And when Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared, everybody was very happy. So at this time of the advent of Sri Gaura Sunda, in various places and countries throughout the world, all the surrendered devotees felt the great power of divine love in their hearts, and overwhelmed in ecstasy, they chanted the Lord's name, danced, and gave Benedictine gifts through the joy of their pure hearts. So this is actually some translation part from Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, the book that we're reading every morning here in the temple. The Brahmanas, the true devotees, the good wives, all filled new pots and plates with varieties of auspicious offerings and brought these presentations. So this is when Gauranga Mahaprabhu, when he is born, Gauranga Sundar. They were so happy to see the beautiful child with his luster of raw gold, and all gave their best blessings. Savitri, Gauri, Saraswati, Sachi, Rambha, Arundhati, all the wives and ladies of the heavenly plane came down in the guise of Brahmana ladies. So from up high planetary systems, they came to this earth dressed as regular Brahmana ladies of this world. Bringing all varieties of auspicious offerings, they too came to have the darshan of the divine child, baby Gauranga. With great joy, Srimati Malini, the good wife of Srivas, who is also in the Panchatattva, Srivas, Adi Gaura Bhaktavrinda, Srivas heading the devotees of Gauranga. So, with great joy, Srimati Malini, the good wife of Sri Srivas, along with the good wife of Sri Acharya Ratna, offered worship to the baby with vermilion, turmeric, oil, parched rice, plantain, and many varieties of fruit. And, taking the order of Sri Advaitaracharya, Srimati Sita Thakurani, this Sita is Advaitaracharya's wife, Srimati Sita Thakurani, who is revered by the entire universe as his venerable consort, went to see that crest jewel of babies, bringing with her many offerings. She brought gold earrings, toe rings made of silver coins, and gold armlets and bracelets, gleaming conch shell ornaments for each arm. So must be little conch shell. Gleaming conch shell ornaments for each arm, twisted silver anklets, and many necklaces of gold coins, tiger nails studded with gold, silken cord to adorn the waist and loins, and every type of ornament imaginable for their hands and feet, beautiful colored silken cloth, shirts and chaddars of beautiful bordered silken cloth, and a great treasure of gold and silver coins. The auspicious grass durva, paddy, gorachan, which is a scent, turmeric, kumkum, sandalwood, the most venerable consort of Sri Advaita Prabhu, Sita Thakurani, filled new plates and containers with all such pure and auspicious substances. She mounted her veiled palanquin and was brought to the home of Srimati Sachi Devi, the mother of Gauranga Mahaprabhu. Sachi Nandana, mother, Sachi's boy is Sachi Nandana Gauranga. So Sita Devi, mounted on her veiled palanquin, was brought to the home of Srimati Sachi Devi, along with her maids and attendants. She brought all the clothes and ornaments in a great basket. She also brought a bounty of foods and delightful gifts. Thus the Venerable Sita Thakurani arrived at the house of Srimati Sachi Devi, Gauranga's mum, and she beheld the perfect beauty of the child. He was directly Krishna himself of Gokula, the only difference being in his color, golden. His every limb was perfectly formed like an image of gold, and all auspicious signs appeared in every part of his body. She was utterly charmed by the divine effulgence of the baby boy, and her heart melted with parental affection for him. She offered durva and paddy to his head, giving her blessings, saying, "May both brothers, the Lord and Vishvarup, his elder brother, live long." So may both brothers live long. And to arrest any fear of witches and evil spirits, she dubbed him, she gave him the name Nimai. Nimai. Also on the day of the mother and son's bathing, Srimati Sita Thakurani came and offered clothing and ornaments in honor of Sri Jagannath Mishra and his son. After happily accepting the veneration of Srimati Sachi Devi and Sri Jagannath Mishra, Srimati Sita Thakurani returned to her home, means back to Advaita Acharya's home. Such it was that Srimati Sachi and Sri Jagannath Mishra had the fulfillment of their every aspiration by getting the Lord of Lakshmi as their son. Their house was filled with wealth and rice paddy, and the respect of the people was always theirs for the taking. Day by day their joy grew and grew. So now, what a wonderful story. Yes?
Yes.
No? Yes? Okay.
Yes.
Yes. So now we are going to sing So from text 103, and what we just read in English, we're going to sing in Bengali. So page 275 at the top. And where's our Krishna Gopal Prabhu when we need him?
He's working today.
That's no excuse. We need him here. So where's our Abhinava Sundar Prabhu when we need him? He's working today. Page 275 at the top. So verse 103. This is where we began the reading, the translation day. So mata bhakta tati jaraje deshe stiti mata bhakta tati jaraje deshe stiti thaha thaha paya mano bole nache kore sankirtan anande vivalama dana kore grahanera chole brahmana sajjana nari nana dravya thali bori brahmana sajjana nari nana dravya thali bori naila sobe jautuka loiya jena khancha shona duty dekhi bala kera murti ashibad kore sukha saya Savitri Gauri Saraswati Shachi Ramba Arundhati Savitri Gauri Saraswati Shachi Ramba Arundhati Naro Chatudeva Narigana Nana Dravya Patra Bhori Brahmanira Veshadhori Ngasi Sobe Korendara Shana Antarikshe Devagan Gandhava Siddhacharam Antarikshe Devagan Gandhava Siddhacharam Stuti Nritya Kore Vadya Gita Nataka Vajaka Bhatha Navadipe Jaranaka Sovyasi Nache Paya Prita Keva She Keva Jaya Keva Nache Keva Gaya Sambhalite Nare Karavalo Kandileka Dukha Shoka Pramora Murita Kloka Nishohaiva Anande Vivala Acharya Ratna Srinivas Jagannatha Mishrapal Ashithare Kore Savadhana Korailo Jata karma jaya chiro vidhi dharma. Tove mishra kore nana dana. Jautu kapailo jata dhare va achilo kata. Jautu kapailo jata dhare va achilo kata. Sabdan vipredilo dana. Jatanata kagayan bhata kinchana jan. Dhan diya koilo sabarmana. Shiva sera brahmini namathara malini. Shiva sera brahmani namathara malini. Acharya ratnera pati sange. Sindura haridra toila koi kala nana koi. Diya puja nari gane range. Advaita acharya bhaja jagat pujita raja. Advaita acharya bhaja jagat pujita raja. Namatara sita thakurani. Namatara sita thakurani. Acharya agya phaya gelo paharaloya. Dekite balaka shiromani. Suvanera khandi bauli rajata mudra patuli. Suvanera angara kankana. Dubahute divya shankar rajatara malavanka. Kana mudrar nanahara gana. Vyagra naka hemajori kati pata sutradari. Vyagra naka hemajori kata pata sutradari. Hasta pare rajata abharana. Chitravana patashari bhuni photo patapari. Sana raupya mudra bahudhana. Durvadanya gorachan haridra kumkum chandan. Durvadanya gorachan haridra kumkum chandan. Mangal dravya patra bhariya. Vastra gupta dolachari sange loya jasi cheri. Vasya lankar hetari bhariya. Bhaksha bhoja upahara sange loylo bahu dhara. Bhaksha bhoja upahara sange loylo bahu bhara. Shashi grihe hoilo upanito. Dekya balakatam shakshat kokulakan. Dekya balakatam shakshat kokulakan. Bana matra dekhi viparito. Savanga surimana suvana pratima bhana. Savanga sunirmana suvana pratima bhana. Savanga sulakshana moya. Balakera divya jyoti dekhi payo bahu priti. Vatsalyete dravilo hridaya. Dhuvadhanya dilo shishe koilo bahu ashishe. Chirajive how do we bhai. Dakini shachini hoite shanka upajilo chite. Dakini shachini hoite shanka upajilo chite. Dore nama tuilo nirma. Putra mata snana dine dilo vastra vibhushane. Putra saha mishvere samani. Shashi mishvera pujaloya monete harishoya. Ghore ailo sita thakurani. Aishe shachi jagannatha putra paya lakshmina. Purna hoilo sakala vanchito. Dhandanye bhore ghara lakamanya khalai vara. Dine dine hoy anandito. This is how far we read the translation, but we'll sing to the end of the chapter and you try to see the translation as we sing. Mishra Vaishnava Shanta Alampata Shuddha Danta. Mishra Vaishnava Shanta Alampata Shuddha Danta. Dhan bhoge nahi abhimana. Putrera prabhave jata dhanasi mile tata. Vishnu prite dvije deno dhana. Lagna goni hashamati nilambara chakravati. Gupte kichu hoy kahilo mishvere. Gupte kichu kahilo mishvere. Mahapurusha chinna lakne ange bhinna bhinna. Dekhiye taribe samsare. Aishe Prabhu Shachi ghare kripai khoro avatare. Jai ha karo e Shravana. Angora Prabhu Doyamoy Tare Hoye Nasaroy. Manusha Janma Jena Shunne Gora Guna Kaya Manusha Janma Jena Shunne Gora Guna Jeno Janma Tara Vyasa Hoilo Kaya Amrita Duni Piye Vishakarta Pani Janmya Se Kene Nahi Moilo Sri Chaitanya Nityananda Acharya Advaita Chandra Sarup Rupa Raghunatha Dasa Iya Sabara Shicharan Shire Bandi Nijadhan Janma Lila Gailo Krishna Rasa Jaya Gora Hari Gora Hari Gora Hari Jaya Gora Hari Jaya Gora Hari Gora Hari Gora Hari Jaya Gora Today is Sita Thakurani's appearance day, Advaita Acharya's wife, Advaita Acharya's consort. And so we sang we read the translation first, and then we sang a beautiful section from Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita about Mahaprabhu's appearance and others, and Sita Thakurani, but Sita Thakurani in particular, coming on a palanquin with veils all around so that nobody can see her. She's coming on a palanquin from Shantipur to Mayapur, and they're coming to have darshan of the young child and give so many beautiful gifts. And now, but we read all this already, but we just sang happily in Bengali because we got 2 eyes, 4 eyes. With 4 eyes, you can easily see the translation as well as the verse. Now, page 127, because it's a happy day, Sita Thakurani's appearance. Dayal Nitai Chaitanya Bolinatre Amaman Abhinavasundara Prabhu Abhisundara. What page did I say?
127.
I know, this is complicated.
Nitai Chaitanya Bolinatre Amarman.
Nitai Chaitanya
Nitai Chaitanya Bolinatre Amarman. Nache Amarman, Nache Amarman. Nache Amarman, Nache Amarman. Doyal Nitai Chaitanya Bole Nache Amarman. Nemo and Doyal Tonai. Doyal Tonai. Bhakti Prema De Doyal Tonai. Aparada Dure Chabe Bhakti Prema Aparada Chatonai, Krishna Name Ruchi Habe Gucci Bebandai, Loyal Nitai Chaitanya Bole Nate Amar Man, Loyal Nitai Chaitanya Bole Nate Amar Man, 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 Loyal Nitai Chaitanya Bole Nate Amar Man, Anurakta Hobe, Anurakta Hobe, Lokon Anayase Sapal Hobe, Tera Jivan, Anayase Sapal Hobe, Lokon Anayase Sapal Hobe, Tera Jivan, Krishna Rati Bina, Jivan to Miche, Krishna Rati Bina, Jivan to Miche, Sheshe Vrindavane Radha Shame, Ame Darakshai, Sheshe Vrindavane Radha Shame, Ame Darakshai, Gaura Kripa Hole, Gaura Kripa Hole, Sheshe Vrindavane Radha Shame, Ame Darakshai, Goya Nitai Chaitanya Bole Nate Amar Man, Goya Nitai Chaitanya Bole Nate Amar Man, Oh Nate Amar Man, Nate Amar Man, Nate Amar Man, Nate Amar Man, Goya Nitai, Goya Nitai, Goya Nitai, Goya Goya Nitai, Goya Nitai, Goya Nitai, Goya
No songbook needed. Mayura Mukuta Pitambara Dhari.
Mayura Mukta Pitamaradhari,
Mayura Mukuta Pitambara Dhari.
Mayura Mukta Pitamaradhari,
Murali Dhara Govardhana Dhari. Murali Dhara Govardhana Dhari. Mayura Mukuta Pitambara Dhari. Murali Dhara Govardhana Dhari. Shri Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Shri Radha Madhava Kunja well. Harinam Sankirtan is good for us. Mahaprabhu, Gauranga Sundar says so. All the great souls say so. And we are very happy to have this opportunity to chant Krishna Nam. Govinda, Govinda. Any questions from anybody? Any questions from anybody? No questions?
Oh, he has a question.
You have a question?
How to surrender?
No.
How to surrender. Well, didn't we give the answer to this the other day? In 5 words?
Huh.
What were those 5 words?
My mind's like a sieve.
Your mind is like a sieve.
At least I'm admitting the truth.
Huh?
At least I'm admitting the truth. My mind is just, that's it.
Truth is good. Truth is good. And the next chapter here is called The Honest Enquirer. The Truthful Enquirer. Anyway, there are books written about how to surrender. One is called Surrender, means called Sharanagati by Bhaktivinoda Thakur. And one is called Sri Prapanna Jivanamrita. Sri Prapanna, the surrendered persons, Prapanna, Jivan Amrita, the nectar in the life of the surrendered soul. So there are 2 books about surrender, and the Prapanna Jivanamritam we have read many times, and actually we can read it again. We can't read every book at the same time. This is the thing. But Prapanna Jivanamritam is basically continuing Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur's book of surrender with Guru Maharaj, and Guru Maharaj knows very well what Bhaktivinoda Thakur has given, and giving a plus on top of that, he's giving about the beautiful life of the surrendered souls. When we read these things, then we get some motivation that we should surrender and not to keep hold of our material conceptions of life. Because our material conceptions of life will let us down one day. It'll all be gone, and all those things that we thought so dear, they'll all be gone. Means they'll exist, and for some time you can see, but then you can see, but what can I do? Now it is passing show, and we'll be put into another body. So we had an expression yesterday from Sachi Devi, correct? That spiritual life may be difficult to surrender also. But material life is impossible. Spiritual life may have difficulty, but material life is impossible, because you cannot succeed. But in material life, it's not possible.
Well, funnily enough, if you read the...
I shall read.
This Kieran's question is answered right there on the first page.
Okay.
Actually,
So were you asking me the question, or you're asking Guru Maharaj the question? Now we'll hear what Guru Maharaj has to say on the subject matter. But our 5 words, until we come here, our 5 words were, just smile and say yes.
Smile and say yes.
Just smile and say yes.
Very simple.
Please clean the toilets. Ah, yes.
Matt, on that, because we've been talking about lolium a lot as well.
Yes.
And like associating with the hungry, you'll increase your lolium, your hankering.
Yes.
And then Guraj also says, it's also important to discuss and Gurudev said the other day, we should understand where we're going all the time. But also Guraj says we should discuss what is our prospect, because that also gives us inspiration. Like it's very like almost scientific process of surrender, but then he also says, but also like talk about the
destination.
Because that gives us.
So are we going to read Brahma Samhita now, or are we going to read?
No, I'm just saying as a point.
No, I
we
mean,
should change.
I'm just saying, when you say that, I get hungry to read verse 1 and verse 56 of Brahma Samhita, and verse 29, 30, 31, 32.
And they are.
But verse 56 gives such a succinct description of Goloka Vrindavan, and we just think, how can we not want to go there?
Mm-hmm.
So yes, and Guru Maharaj in the introduction to Prapana Jivanamrita, no, keep it, I only need one. And Srila Guru Maharaj in the introduction to Prashishi Prapana Jivanamritam, that book, Life Nectar of the Surrendered Souls, then he says, and because Sharanagati, surrender, is absolutely integral for devotion, bhakti, devotional life, it should always be discussed. So we should always discuss about Sharanagati, we should discuss about the glories of the Lord, discuss about our destination, discuss about the holy name, discuss. And that's what comes with our daily practice actually. We are hearing the discussions coming from really the upper level. And Srimad Bhagavatam, everybody acknowledges Vyasadeva 5,000 years ago, but don't think that Krishna's Kaviraj is any less because he's 500 years ago. And look what he wrote at the age of over 90 years old. And he said, I cannot sit properly, I cannot see properly, I've got pain all over the place, I can die at any moment. But the Lord, Madana Mohan, has instructed me to write. I'm holding the pen and he is writing. And so these scriptures which have come in the recent time, then they are all giving us discussion about the goal and the method of reaching the goal, the glories of not only the name, the destination and the Lord, but of the devotees of devotional service. So we have great recent scripture, and then even more scripture recent, not to think that because Guru Maharaj, Gurudev and Srila Prabhupada are giving in English, that it is anything less that has come than the Sanskrit. And indeed, Gurudev pointed out that Guru Maharaj gave what has not been given before in Sanskrit. So it is a very solid source of discussion on these matters. However, I heard a whisper through my left ear that Guru Maharaj is answering your question. So here, we are reading just now from Sermons of the Guardian of Devotion, and this is volume 1, and this chapter is entitled The Honest Enquirer. An honest inquirer. What is honest inquiry? So, the very first line, okay, first of all, Jai Srila Guru Maharaj, Srila Bhakti Rock of Sri Radha Goswami Maharaj, the author, Ki Jai. And as always, Jai Srila Gurudev Ki Jai, Jai Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai, and Jai Bhagavan Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Ki Jai, and our Sri Rupa Nuga Guru Vaga Ki Jai. All right, so the question is, how do we surrender? Was that the question? More or less. Srila Guru Maharaj saying, we should note the difference between a servant and a trader. Many approach with some trading purpose, but the character of the real devotee should be that of a servant. And actually yesterday evening, Subhasini from South India, living in Ireland, she talked yesterday about what attracted her. And she's coming from a good Hindu background. But she saw that everyone is trading with the Lord, but when she heard, and which is also, yes, coming to the Lord for things is better than think, I am so great, I do everything. We come and ask the Lord. But Subhasini, then to her, when she read the Gauriya Vaishnava Mahaprabhu's teaching, that not coming to trade, but coming to serve the Lord out of love. So, to be a servant and not a trader with the Lord.
And
So-
it was this book that was her first book that she read also.
Oh, this is the first book that she read also. She mentioned last night, she said the first book she read was this that we're reading. Very good.
I listened to some things.
We're proud of you. All right, then Srila Guru Maharaj continuing. So the character of the real devotee should be that of a servant. Sri Prahlad Maharaj, and I think you've all heard of Prahlad Maharaj, the hero in the story with Hiranyakashipu, his dad, and a half man, half lion. Who is that? Who is the half man, half lion? Nrsimhadev. Okay. Was he one on the good side or the bad side? The good side. All right, got it. And Guru Maharaj said that that whole pastime with Nrsimhadev and Hiranyakashipu is to show the glory of his devotee and the glory of devotion. And this is Prahlad Maharaj, his devotee. So Sri Prahlad Maharaj has mentioned that one who associates with the sadhus wanting something in return for his personal interest is making trade with the sadhus. He thinks, how much can I gain and how much shall I have to give? This kind of calculation. But a pure devotee should not have any such separate interest. Rather, he should try to merge within the interest of the Lord. In whatever position he is, it does not matter whether he is a brahmacharya, sannyasi, a grihastha, a vanaprastha, or any other position. But he must be willing to merge, and this doesn't mean merging into zero, merge with the interest of the Lord. Guru Maharaj said here. So what is his interest? My interest will be one with that interest. Vishyate tad anantaram. He will not like to keep any separate account. His sole objective will be to enter into the family of the Godhead, Krishna's family. And this is the very basis of pure devotion. Tato man tattvato gyatva vishyate tad anantaram. Bhagavad Gita 1855, just coming to the conclusion of the Gita. So we want to surrender. What? Oh yes. We want to surrender to be one of common interest with the Lord and not to approach, ask some questions, pocket the answers, and then make some trade with them elsewhere in any way. Once when I was being asked many questions, I replied, "This is not an inquiry office." And I was there, and thankfully it wasn't me asking the question, because Guru Maharaj was very serious. But I was there, and almost certainly this is on camera, because I was on the video duty that day. I was on the camera. We were on the camera, sorry to say for all the bad camera work, on many videos of Guru Maharaj at that time. But Guru Maharaj, he replied, he was actually chanting his japa a little bit, and then he's sitting, and then a devotee, like in the quietness, and then a devotee asked Guru Maharaj a question, and Guru Maharaj paused, like there was a definite silence. Guru Maharaj paused, and then he said, "This is not an inquiry bureau." Where you just come, make inquiry, and go away. But I also wasn't sure the answer to the question of that devotee. I admit, and the devotee sort of asked a question, and I know exactly who the devotee was, and I don't remember the question. But I do remember thinking, in that silence, I'm not sure the answer to that question. Thinking, oh well, maybe that will start Guru Maharaj in some track. But Guru Maharaj said, this is not an inquiry office. So he could detect it wasn't really an inquiry about devotion, it was sort of an inquiry for the sake of an inquiry, if you like. Then Guru Maharaj saying, the inquisitive want to satisfy their idle curiosity, or they want to be masters of many keys that they will be able to give solutions to everyone's problems and attain some status. I can solve your problems. They have many motives, but they cannot understand the real necessity. Hare Krishna. Anyway, new paragraph. We require specific articles to execute worship, such as incense, flowers, lamp, etc. Similarly, if we wish to realize the super-subjective plane, there are 3 specific necessities: pranipat, pariprashna, and seva. Without these 3 ingredients, our search will be imitative, pretending, imitation. It will be imitative, unsubstantial, and farcical. A joke. Farcical, like a farce, just a farce. So, what are these things? Pranipat, pariprashna, and seva. Guru Maharaj explaining. Pranipat means, so here we are, to fall flat near the feet of the worshipable. So one will think, I have come to the end of all enterprise with my previous plane of life. I could find nothing there to fulfill my life's objectives. Finally, after, in inverted quotes, finally after completing my errands, I have come here. Then Srila Guru Maharaj says, this is the practical symptom of pranipat. Got it? Pariprashna means sincere inquiry. Title of the chapter, honest inquiry. Pariprashna means sincere inquiry. Honest and sincere inquiry is allowed. The spirit of such inquiry is, I want to know how I can be utilized in any way. All the charm for living elsewhere is over. My sole inquiry is, how can I be utilized here? I didn't read it wrong. English is inquiry, American is inquiry. Hare Krishna. I know they think, oh, he's reading it wrong. English. And Guru Maharaj spoke English, British English. And he actually spoke old British English. He came out with expressions and phrases that we heard. Our parents and grandparents used, but we don't hear now so much. Tad vijjana tamsa gurum eva bigachet samit panihi shrotriyang brahma nishtam. From
No,
the...
sorry, you jumped ahead.
Oh, of course.
And seva.
Yes, I'll go back. Thank you very much. But while I'm there, I finished the shloka, and that's from the Mukunda Upanishad 1 to 12. In the future, you will need that after this paragraph. Okay, so then now the third, seva. These 3 things are necessary. Just like if you're going to do puja, you need incense, you need the lamp, you need flowers, etc. So to do our seva, we need these 3 things. Our laying flat, our surrender, our honest inquiry, and seva. Service is the all-important factor. One will feel, I have come to serve and to be utilized for the cause of the subject about which I have inquired with an E. I have not come to take anything from here. I have come only to serve and with no other motive. This clean, pure idea. How can I serve? What can I do? And then that verse which I quoted just now from the Mukunda Upanishad. No, Mundaka Upanishad. Hare Krishna. And in that verse is the word Abhigachet. And Abhigachet means Samyak Gachet, not with a return ticket. Abhi means Samyak, fully, and he is Abhinava Das. So fully new. Yeah, it means, as Krishna means, is that what Abhinava?
Yeah. Nava means ever fresh.
Ever fresh and
Fully ever fresh.
Fully ever fresh. Abhinava Das. He's a servant of the fully ever fresh. So Abhi means Samyak, fully. I have completely lost my charm for the previous life. I have come to surrender to Shrotriyang Brahman Nishtam, in that verse. I have come to surrender to one who can teach me, being already in a position in the divinity and possessing both theoretical and practical knowledge about the objective. Without this process, everything will be futile. Guru Maharaj is saying everything as it is. And then he's repeating that verse, yes? No, another verse. This now from Srimad Bhagavatam, 11th canto. Tasmad gurung prapadyeta jigyasu shreya uttamam. Shreya uttamam. Shabde parecha nishnatang brahman yupa shamashrayam. And now Guru Maharaj is going through this verse. So that line, Tasmat, means consequently. Because the candidate has lost all charm for the world of his previous experience, because of this, consequently, he has consequently approached with the sole objective of seeking an honorable place here for his future life. And then, continuing that verse, Prapadyeta means prapanam. We just said prapanna jivanamritam. Prapadyeta means prapanam, surrender. He will exclusively devote himself for the cause. And then, continuing that verse bit by bit, Jigyasu Shreya Uttamam. He has come in search of a higher life. He will think, the lower lives are over. Can I have an elevated life here? He is therefore surrendering to one who is versed in both aspects of the truth, that is the reality, pare, as well as the literary description of that reality, shabde or shruti shastre. Which when you're proofreading, you will see needs to be corrected. Which is revealed truth extended from the higher quarter beyond this world of sensual experience. So he is therefore surrendering to one who is versed in both aspects of the truth, the reality, pare, as well as the literary description of that reality, shabde or shruti shastre, which is revealed truth extended from the higher quarter beyond this world of sensual experience. Okay, one more paragraph. In the Srimad Bhagavatam, Sri Prahlad Maharaj refused to accept any boons offered to him by
Brahma.
Nrsimhadev. Yes, Prahlad Maharaj refused to accept any boons, any benedictions offered by the Lord, Nrsimhadev. Nrsimhadev, half man, half lion, Krishna. Prahlad Maharaj said, one who accepts boons in return for his service to you is not your servant, but he is a merchant. Nasabritya Savaivanik. Srimad Bhagavatam 7:10-4. Then Srila Guru Maharaj saying, those who approach Guru and Krishna with their separate interest have come only to make trade. They have come to acquire something to satisfy their own purpose. We must be very cautious to avoid such traits within ourselves. For what have I come? There may be many motives. Okay, so Srila Guru Maharaj is going to give some examples, but now we've got ourselves well and truly started in this chapter. Does anybody want to surrender? We would like to surrender. We want to surrender. Yes. So let's end here because it's going to continue. And it's quite strong. It's quite a strong meal, like taking big chunks of chana. Not like muri. Not like muri, puffed rice. It is like taking big chunks of chana. Hare Krishna.
But then, Marge, should we then, if it's like a gradual process, like then as we're approaching Guru, should we be put off by thinking, oh my gosh, I can't fully surrender right now?
Yes.
You should be put off.
Yes. You should chastise yourself.
But what if it's like...
I mean, really, if the answer, the answer is yes, but we accept the fact that we can't, and so we're trying. But one day, we should be doing, so we need to chastise ourselves. Really, we may have all sorts of prospects in the world, but as Guru Maharaj also did say, it doesn't matter. Ultimately, it doesn't matter who we are or what we do in this world, in the whole system of our work and whether we are sannyasi, brahmachari, grihastha, avadut, whatever it may be that's there. So it is based on the whole point of surrender. And everything we do, everything we eat, everything we give away in charity, anything we do, do it for me. Krishna is telling.
But like in the beginning, say approaching Guru for the first time, and maybe we understand like it's something way bigger than what I can fully surrender right now, but that's my aspiration, like to think, oh, I have to wait until I'm like super qualified and I can absolutely...
No, we surrender. I can say that Srila Prabhupada, Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, somehow got that mood of it. Surrender, come to the temple and surrender. And everybody was unqualified, but so many came to the temple. There was a constant flow of people coming to surrender. And we are one of them. We didn't know what we're doing except that Srila Prabhupada, he's saying about all this, this is the purpose of life. This is how to do it. Join the temple. And joining the temple didn't mean we had anything of our own, either our own intention or time or our own possessions. So, I mean, if the honest part is there, we should chastise ourselves if we don't do it. I mean, it's honest inquiry is the name of the chapter. I do want to give an honest answer.
Yeah, I mean, that's, I guess it's more obvious for someone who's going to a temple and surrendering, but being a grihasta or like being in any other position, then it's not so easy to assess from our own, as we're trying to surrender, in maintaining a house and a family and so many things, then it's not as clear without the, if you've got the structure of the temple and I go there and I've got nothing, then that's, one way of surrendering. But then as a grihasta, it's not so easy to separate all of the things that you have to do and somehow still be considering the concept of surrender and thinking, what are all these attachments that I'm doing and how can I surrender when I've got all these responsibilities and attachments?
So you are asking this on behalf of others because you're not new and you already know what is the practical application of surrender. And for others,
well, like say sometimes, like we hear, like of someone, like have actually heard of people like interested in receiving initiation, but then they see these incredible personalities and read these very high examples of surrender, like full self-surrender, and then they're like sincerely like have some faith, wanting to make that commitment in their lives, but feeling like I'm so far from what I'm seeing as this really high level of surrender that we're aspiring for, and therefore I should, maybe I should wait till I'm almost like a pure practitioner before I can say, I'm surrendered, and then, like I've actually heard that, like, is it, like, what would you say?
So, if we're talking about Kat in Australia, then...
And Kat has also said
that's what I'm thinking. We have this really, she's a business lady, and Kat, got to say to you, you know what's right, just whatever you do, whatever you eat, whatever you give away, do it for Krishna, chant the holy name of the Lord. And she knows that that's what we've got to do in any circumstance. And she has an altar and she does all these things, but she really has some idea, but I have to be absolutely pure before I can become an initiated devotee. But it is not the case. And Gurudev was watching the one video that sometimes devotees brought Gurudev CDs, and it was National Geographic or Discovery, one of those things. He only watched like decent things. But it was Eskimos. It's all about Eskimos. And everything is made of reindeer. Their clothes are made of reindeer. They make bread out of reindeer. Like bread.
cheap.
And the butter is out of reindeer. And the covering on the top of it is out of reindeer. And Gurudev is watching this video. And he's having a cup of hot water and something. He's seeing it. He said, we can give them Harinam. But not Gayatri. If they're faithful, then that's their karma, that's where they are at this time, that's their food. So reindeer and fish, but that is, that's their circumstance. So that's a little bit of an extreme thing. But when we're in household life, when we're already in such circumstances, in whatever circumstance we're in, then we can start our devotional life, and we will learn in every circumstance how to see everything belongs to Krishna, including our family. Nothing is ours. Nothing that we possess, however wonderful it may be, was ours 100 years ago, and it won't be ours in 100 years' time. It's Krishna's. Today we went to the beautiful garden, Savile Garden, is it? Mm-hmm. Savile Garden. And it's been very nicely looked after, very nicely looked after. But every wonderful thing there has come from Krishna's energy. All fragrances, and there is fragrance, and Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, I am the fragrance of the earth. Where does the earth with a spark of life gives fragrance. And so we just need to see that everything, all of these plants are really Krishna's, and they're for Krishna. And all of the household items and the family, they are from Krishna and they're for Krishna. And that includes ourselves. Doesn't mean I use everything else for Krishna and I'm separate. We utilize ourselves. So at any position, with faith, then can start. Initiation means start our spiritual life. And start our spiritual life with the seed of bhakti, devotion, which if we look after properly will make any other seeds of trading which have been given to us ever since birth. We do something like Keshavananda says, my father sat me on his lap and said, son, never do anything for others unless you get paid.
Sorry, that was Devashish.
Huh? Oh, Devashish, not Keshavananda. Okay, that was Devashish. Sorry, Keshavananda Prabhu. Sorry, Devashish Prabhu, didn't mean to mention you. One of our devotees said...
And probably both think that was a compliment.
His father sat... One of the devotees said, father sat him on the lap. The point being, he said to him, don't do anything for others unless you get paid. This is how you'll be successful. You know? But this is not our... So those seeds of trading have been there since we were, born, basically. You're going to get a job to get money. You will get money, so you will get this, and you will get that, and you will this, like this. But we need to come to the dedication side where we simply dedicate, and because we're dedicating ourselves to the Lord, we don't have to worry about anything. And we did read a verse the other day, whether it was here or not, I don't know, where that the father will look after their children, whether they're good or bad. He's going to look after the naughty sons as well as the good sons. What to speak of Krishna when we, who are all his children, when we come to surrender to him, where is the doubt that he will look after his surrendered souls? So all of these things we can take into account. But the matter of starting our journey, we simply need faith. For faith, we need some conviction, we need to have something to get us started. And then if we do follow everything that's given, then we have the promise that sooner or later, and it may be very soon, or it may be a long time, but that largely is in our hand, our sincerity, for putting into practice everything. Sooner or later we must be successful. And even what we sang today, the end of that chapter about Mahaprabhu's appearance, and Krishna's Kaviraj says more or less, whoever hears these pastimes of Mahaprabhu's appearance, then they must get something. Krishna Prema, I think it was. Very soon. Whatever page that was on. At the very end, the last verse, taking... it does... Okay, I'll read you 122, and the last two verses of that chapter of Chaitanya Charitamrita. Anyone who attains a human birth, but does not have the opportunity to hear of Gaura Hari, Gauranga Sundar, is unfortunate. Instead of drinking nectar from the river of devotional service, if one drinks from the poisoned well of mundane happiness, it would have been better to not have lived at all. Like you wasted a human life. So then,
That's the
Where's-
previous one, 122.
Oh, I was going to say, there's no blessing on the next verse. The verse before. So anyway, after describing the Lord's appearance, in this way, the Lord, Gauranga, out of his causeless mercy, made his advent in the house of Sachi Devi. The Lord, Gaurahari, is very merciful to anyone who hears this narration of his birth and gives that person the shelter of his lotus feet. So we're always getting these promises. But giving the shelter means that we have our part to play. It's not it's not a trade. Oh, now I'm going to go and read that whole chapter and then I'm going to have the shelter of lotus feet. We have to come with Sharanagati. And what is Sharanagati in 5 words? Smile and say yes.
Just be happy. Oh, say yes.
At least when we're in the temple, that's not the same thing in the material world outside the door. Anyway, every human being, if they have even a little faith, that's the only price, little bit of faith. With that faith, they should start their journey and not to wait until, no, I am pure, I have this, no, I am now qualified. In fact, thinking that we are qualified is a disqualification. So, better just to accept I'm unqualified. But we'll start with our faith. Okay, dear ones, I've been making all kinds of sounds today, so somebody else should. In the back corner, you used to sing. Yes, you did. You used to sing Hari Harai Nama Krishna. No.
What about Vrinda? Can you...
What about together?
Together.
2 of you
You can try.
help each other.
You're smiling but not saying yes.
Yes.
Okay. So Devananda Prabhu, please, you teach them how to give them the example, how to sing. Hari Nama Krishna
Yaravaya Namah.
Sharavaya Maravaya Shivaya Namaha Hala Govinda Ram Srimati Chaitanya Nityananda Shri Advaita Chandra
Saparikara Shishi Guru Goranga Sundar Radha Giridhari Ju ki Jai. Jai Srila Bhakti Sundar Govinda Dev Goswami Maharaj ki Jai. Jai Srila Bhakti Rakshira Dev Goswami Maharaj ki Jai. Jai Rupanuga Guru Varga ki Jai. Harinam Sankirtan ki Jai. Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur ki Jai. Jai Shri Chaitanya Saraswat Mat ki Jai. Jai Shri Chaitanya Saraswat Acharya Vrinda ki Jai. Jai Srila Bhakti Ranjan Madhusudan Maharaj ki Jai. Sermons of the Guardian of Devotion ki Jai. Harinam Sankirtan ki Jai. Nitai Gaura Premanande.